Getting ready to light the menorah on the world-famous Bondi Beach. The start of Hanukkah and the start of summer in Sydney, Australia was supposed to be a celebration, but it turned into a nightmare.
I just saw an older lady get shot and she was on the floor. Saw an older guy get shot, very badly injured on the left-hand side, and I just saw a bunch of people screaming, run towards me.
Everyone was just running and there were bullets and there were so many of them and we were really scared. We didn't know where they were coming from.
Authorities say at least 15 people are dead, including a child. 38 are in hospital with injuries, including 2 police officers. The Australian government calling the attack an act of terrorism.
This was an attack deliberately targeted at the Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah, which of course should be a joyous celebration, and the Jewish community are hurting today.
A Jewish event where terrorists and murderers, went to kill Jewish people celebrating Hanukkah. It's just unbelievable that in Australia this is allowed to happen.
I feel horrible. I have no husband. I don't know where is his body. Nobody can give me any answer.
Amidst the horror, an act of bravery captured on camera. This man, identified as a local vendor by Australian media, appearing to tackle and disarm one of the gunmen.
Putting his own life at risk to save the lives of countless other people. That man is a genuine hero, and I've got no doubt that there are many, many people alive tonight as a result of his bravery.
Police say the alleged shooters are father and son. The 50-year-old father, a licensed gun owner, shot and killed by officers. The 24-year-old son is in custody in critical condition. 6 firearms were seized and 2 improvised explosive devices were found at the scene. And police were spotted raiding a house in a Sydney suburb that is believed to be the home of the alleged shooters.
We want to get to the bottom of this. We want to understand the motives behind it, and we certainly want to understand the actions that have happened.
Police say they had no signs this attack was coming, and the investigation continues. Jewish organizations have identified one of those killed as a Holocaust survivor, another as a rabbi who helped organize the event. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
Journalist Tessa Arsenault joins us now from Sydney and give us a sense of the mood in your city today.
Well, waking up to news of what happened yesterday, Ian, there's a lot of shock and disbelief. And as you can imagine, the scenes that you saw in images from Bondi last night, it's such a common sight in Australia. Yesterday, this beach itself was teeming with people. It's a Sunday night with families. It's close to Christmas. This is just the Australian way of life. And to have an attack happen at something that is so familiar does shake the sense of safety in people. It's been expressed by a lot of the people who were at Bondi last night. And of course, a particular focus to the Jewish community today. They're waking up to the news that it was a targeted attack at a celebration at the beach last night. The Jewish Council of Australia has expressed horror at the shooting. So the focus today, the Prime Minister reiterating, it's about solidarity and cohesion and Australians coming together. And you do get a sense of that today, Ian. Flags are flying at half-mast across the country.
And like Canada, mass shootings are rare in Australia. Gun control is fairly strict, and that's become a focus of questions today.
Absolutely, Ian, and particularly the fact that the gunman, it's been reported that he's a licensed gun owner of 6 firearms, in fact. And so a lot of links being made to the 1996 shooting here in Port Arthur, where 35 people were killed. That incident instigated the gun reforms in this country, and they're looking for leadership on that front, Ian. So we don't know what will happen yet, but there are a lot of calls to revisit the gun control laws in the country and see what can be done on that front.
Journalist Tessa Arsenault in Sydney, Australia. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has condemned the attack and says he warned Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese months ago that his support for Palestinian statehood promotes anti-Semitism.
You took no action, you let the disease spread, and the result is the horrific attacks on Jews we saw today.
Australia was among several countries, including Canada, to formally recognize a Palestinian state during the United Nations General Assembly. In response to Netanyahu's comments, Albanese says now is the time for unity.
After the deadly attack at a Hanukkah event in Australia, Canadian Jews coming together on what should be a joyous occasion.
Given what's happened in Sydney, It was nice to be connected to community. Even though I'm from Melbourne, it's still, tough to be away.
We are trying to maintain some strength here, but hopefully it will pass from us all this hatred.
At Hanukkah events across the country, grief and sorrow.
As a Jew, feeling that I could be targeted, I could be singled out just because of my faith, and it's pretty horrible.
I was in shock and crying. My wife was crying. A lot of my friends, both Jewish and non-Jewish, what do we do?
Prime Minister Mark Carney reacting to the shooting, saying he was horrified and pledging Ottawa's support for Canada's Jewish community.
It is not enough for Jewish Canadians to live without fear. Canada is not Canada unless all members of the Jewish community can fully participate in all aspects of Canadian life.
And Jewish leaders say Canadians need to stand together against anti-Semitism.
We have to recognize what's happened in Sydney and recognize that it will not be limited to Sydney unless our broader Canadian society says this will not be tolerated here.
One rabbi hopes this display brings light to the darkness. The attack in Australia hits close to home. His family knows someone injured in the shooting.
This is just, blatant hate for no reason, because the people who perpetrated are not going to gain anything. If anything, they're only going to strengthen our resolve to bring more light and to carry on.
Police in Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver say they're increasing their presence at synagogues, Jewish schools, and Hanukkah events this holiday season. Julia Wong, CBC News, Edmonton.